Oh yeah, I would say though, this place is very difficult for our task ahead. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, because, man, if you look at the railroad, when we are going to haul the locomotive over there, it's going to be a momentous task though, right? To keep it on here. Anyways, welcome back to SnowRunner. As you can see, we are going with the done 96320, like Jay recommended us to do it for this challenge, right? You know, oh, I would say it would be a task for the Kolob probably, rough and tough, you know what I mean? But let's do it with the done. Let's see how it goes. We did sell another truck to actually be able to afford this. And I'm actually right now also inspecting the railroad. But do you see that dip? Yeah, we ought to be very... Oh, yeah, that's a slide and some. I would highly recommend, though, to go very slow there. But I'm inspecting all of this, and I want to see if there are some other dips. Because if not, though, this is going to be one heck of a task, though, I can tell you. We can be very speedy, but by the water, we really have to slow it down big time. If we can get it even moving with the done, that is, right? You know, it's a powerful truck, but I have some negative experiences with it in time here. And yeah, the big issue with it was that it got stuck quite a lot on that map, though. Right? So it might probably have been a me thing, because I didn't have too much experience with SnowRunner. Right now we have a lot of experience, so I would say we could master any truck at this point. But let's see though. Let's see if it's a redemption arc or not for this truck. Anyways, that's the big locomotive right over there. Man, I'm so looking forward to this though, right? This is such a unique and special task, and I hope there are more of these weird moments round and about, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, we gotta be careful for that little log over there. My, oh my, oh my, oh my. This is something else though. It is so much fun, I can tell you, but... Oh... Look at the size of that. There's no way I can lift that up with a crane if something goes wrong. It is way, and I mean way too heavy. We can try it, but I can already tell you though, that's a couple of 100 tons. Oh. Is this what I meant to say? Yeah, this is my experience though with the big boy. Sure, it is a difficult thing to do, I can tell you already, but... You know, like the angle and all. I do understand why it suffers here a little bit, but it still feels wrong, you know. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, well, I understand it completely. Look at the rock that we are actually stranded on. Yeah, this is not going as planned right now. Hopefully the rest of the track will. Yeah, there's a massive boulder right there. So what I think what we have to do though is just jump, pull it, you know what I mean? Because if we are going to do it like this, probably we don't have the traction for it. Is it moving? Absolutely not. Alright, so raw power, that then is way too weak for it. Hopefully just took it right there. Oh. It's moving. It is moving, though. Whoa, what is that? Yeah, no way, though. No way. Oh, so we have to sit right in the middle of the railroad track. You know what? Let's stop the engine. Let's get the Avonhorn and let's see how it actually goes. Right? Well, we could also try the bore, by the way. Yeah, let's install the... If we do have that, by the way, the crane. We don't. Alright, so that's okay. Storage, Avonhorn. It's already preloaded though, because I had a bad feeling about all of this though, I can tell you already. It's going to be fun. Let's see. If not, we can reset the mission, of course, you know. There's no shame in that. But man, we ought to be a little bit more careful though, for real, because I didn't know it would be that tip heavy. And as a railroad, as a locomotive, though, it should not be. Because we didn't have the speed. You know what I mean? Alright, what I already recommend, though, for you to do this mission with is actually a big truck. Like the Avonhorn or the Kolob. Because the balance, what you can get with the width of the truck is so much better though. But be aware of broken or damaged railroad parts, right? Because that will derail you, no matter what. We all know how these locomotives and train wagons and all function. Bad railroads, it's just bad bye-byes, you know? But yeah, take something that is as wide as this truck, or a little bit wider if there is anything like that. Probably not. I think this is the most bulky truck there is in the game. I might be wrong, but yeah. The Kolob might also be a good contender though. So keep that in mind though. Keep that in mind. Let's see if we can lift this thing back on the railroad track. I doubt it, but we can try. We can try. This crane alone, man, it looks like a toothpick in comparison. Ooh, I gotta say though, right, that locomotive really did its thing right, you know, rather quickly too. If we are lucky, we can just slide it back on, which I do doubt, of course. Oh, it's moving though, but oh no, that's my truck. Look at that, yeah, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way. We cannot do it. And I mean, if we cannot do it with this, then we cannot do it with anything. You know what I mean? All right, there you go. Weightlifting, I would say restart right over there. Yes, we want to. Oh my, it's magic. It's back. Oh, yeah. A little bit of a shame, though, I gotta say. I gotta admit there, but let's just try our best this time. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, the issue is though, right? You know, small tires. And then all of this. Are you moving? No, you're not moving. It's very difficult to get on the railroad track, so keep that in mind. High gear, quickly. Come on. Boom. Oh, it's slowly moving though. We probably need a little bit more momentum. A little bit less momentum. Let's drive a little bit back. There we go. Nice. Oh, we are digging a trench that's just way too big though for then to go back on the railroad. Oh. It's moving. It's moving. Oh yeah. So we already have a little bit of a bad experience with this. Maybe we should put it in low gear minus. Just for a slow and steady haul though. Oh wow, the train is actually accelerating quicker than we are. Maybe low gear. Until the water part at least, right, you know? Maybe we should push it instead, you know what I mean? This is actually decent though. Let's haul them in a little bit. Not too much, because, you know, of the speed it actually accumulates. Yeah, I so want to be right in the middle here, but it's very difficult. Come on, go back on the railroad track, please. Mighty Dan, though. I did not expect it to be capable of hauling that thing. Oh, yeah, for real. I didn't expect any of it. Okay, we still have a while to go. Yeah, all of the railroad tracks are actually pretty decent so far, though, right? You know, except the water part. But yeah, you know, it lost sand and, you know, everything due time and all throughout the years. From rainfall and the water on the sides, just taking away a little bit of land, you know. Pretty normal, pretty decent. Let's go into higher gear for a second. Yeah, the higher the gear or the farther the speed, the easier it is to control the tractor too, right? You know, the truck, in other words. With the railroad track and, of course, you know, the beams in the middle. Okay, the water is nearing, so let's go into low gear. We kind of have to lose momentum. And in a bit, we can actually go into low gear minus. Wow, that locomotive is actually pushing us right now. Yeah. This is such an awesome mission though, isn't it? Such a cool, awesome mission. Alright, what I'm trying to do in a little bit, I'm going to try to focus 100% though on the truck. So I can hopefully stay perfectly here in the middle, you know what I mean? Or at least as much on it as I could. Which is a very difficult thing to do, by the way, with the den, because it's not wide enough. You really do need an OP size truck, one might say. Alright. Okay, it's pushing me. And I'm in low gear minus right now. This is going to be interesting. Difficult and also very interesting. Come on, keep on going. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, I kind of could have screwed that one up though. Are you moving? Ever so slightly, aren't you? Yeah. You know what? Let's change it to daytime. We took a little bit of time though, right? You know? There we go. Okay, minus. Oh yeah, look at how wonky the railroad is here. This is a difficult and dangerous task. Please don't go deeper. No. Oh, it has too much speed. It has too much speed, guys. Just let it go for now. The done is stuck a little bit. Because if we kept it right now, though, we would have lost that wagon, that locomotive. Look at that dip. Yeah, the dip is making me a tiny bit nervous. It could all be, though, that it's not going to be as difficult as it seems right now, though. Like, I make it out, but I think it is. Because everything here is physics-based, so why wouldn't this part be? This challenge. Oh yeah, do you see it? The wagon or the locomotive is actually moving though, right? Yeah, it totally is. Alright, eyes on the road. I did expect quite a bit of it, but not all of the railroad. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Yeah, I did see that coming. This is such an interesting mission, man. I love it. I hope there are many more of these though. The uniqueness of it is just so special right now. I do not see anything. Yeah, I think the entire route is now fine. Look at that. Everything seems to be perfectly aligned. Now, there might be an issue later on, like we are going in way too hot. Meaning that we have to slow down either before or just let it crash land right there at the finish line. But if that happens and it derails because of the impact, do we still get mission complete? I don't think so. I don't think so, though, right? So we should be careful. But yeah, I did see, and so did you, the locomotive just moving just ever so slightly by the water. Meaning you really got to be careful there, all right, you know? No, move it, move it. There you go. We got a little bit of help, though. Slow her down. But what an awesome choice, by the way, the den, right? You know, it is a real struggle in its own way to stay on the rails. And as you can see, though, we have massive impact from the beams of the railroad itself. But it is totally capable, though, and that makes the challenge also extremely fun. If you just want to complete it or compete it yourself without any issues, get yourself the Kolob, the Avenhorn, the ZigZ, you know, the 612-15, and you will have a great time. Just enjoy this with me, right? You know, and if you want a personal challenge, go ahead though. The den is really awesome. It's a real good choice. Alright, high gear a little bit. So keep the acceleration going. Wow, it directly stops. That is interesting. It directly stops whenever we are releasing the winds, which is strange though. It should not be that way, but okay, okay. Now, all I hope though is that I'm not going to pull it off the railroad track like we did before. Looks like I lost 100 bucks to Steve. Well, now I have a good story to tell my children. Yes, sir, you do indeed. A little Russian Don pulled an American locomotive all the way from back over yonder on broken railroad tracks. Now, that is something. Now, will this one stay here, I wonder? If so, alright, we got a little bit of a challenge though around here, you know, like maneuvering around and about it. But that's okay. That's okay though. Alright, so we have the done right now, so why not use it a little bit further if we can, of course. Restoring the tracks. Deliver to the broken track. Rail station 1, rail station 1 and rail station 1. Okay, all of them needs 1. A whole lot more though than what I just did see here. Okay, that's kind of cool. Kind of extremely cool though. Now I wonder, do we need a crane for it? Who knows? We will have to see. By the way, the ground clearance on the den is absolutely fantastic though. Look at the axis of an axle, right? You know, the oh my god, what's the word? You know, like the... Well, it's called an axle, but you know, like there is also a different word for it. Who cares right now? But yeah, it has so much ground clearance. It's an amazing truck for that. Kind of struggles in mud though somehow, so that's a shame, but oh well. Let's see. Do we need a generator? Do we need to deliver anything over here? I have no idea if that is the case. We are going to be a very busy boy. Right over here. Metal beams and wooden planks. Metal beams and wooden planks. And we do need a whole lot of these, right? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, wow, that is a lot. So, we do need 12 metal beams and double so much. So, 24 wooden planks. That is a lot, though. Wowzers, bowsers. Well, off we go, though. I think we should haul all the wood that we do need. 24 around here somewhere, right? You know, there are lots of nice little cabins around. And by the way, compared to the Paystar International, look at the usage of our fuel with this truck compared to that one. The other one has a 3-slot cargo bed for real though, right? But it did gulp down 25 liters per minute at average. You know, so that's the funny thing about it, at average. So there were a lot of times, there were a lot more gulping going on than I wanted to. Yeah, okay, let's try it out, right, you know? We have some of the best tires there is. Okay. Okay. Did something change since time here? So far, well, it might be like there is some decent bedrock below the mud here. That helps us out. But so far, this is fantastic. So far, this is really good, though. I am impressed. I am impressed indeed. Now, if I want to have a lot of enjoyment, though, right, you know, by hauling the metal beams, that is by our other garage, very close by our other garage, remember. I probably do need... Yeah, let's pick up the wood over here first. And, you know, I do need something that can haul a lot of cargo at once. So probably a 6-slot bed, so we can have 3 at the same time. That will just put it into 4 holes total. And go with a very dangerous route. It seems to be a lot of fun. Or a more stable route, which is the long route probably. Because right now, if we take the unstable one... Yeah, this is impossible almost with a massive cargo trailer, right? Because this is very thin over here. And yeah, and here we cannot turn around. So we have no other choice. We have to do it in that way. It seems to be rather cool though. I do like it, right? You know, with all the bridges that we have built up and all. Man, the den though. I'm happy that this truck is back in our fleet. I did sell the cat forklift for it because I thought like we don't really need it. And if we need it, we can just farm for it and then bury it. And I know it sounds redundant though, back and forth, right? You know, but yeah. It's the only option that we really had there. And off we go for even more. Yeah, the beautiful thing about this is though, I do see another one right ahead. So let's go to the one in the distance first. You know, longer routes, why not, right? You know? Man, we already got 2 out of 24. So 22 left with that one. Only 20 left though. Cannot promise that we are going to do it in this episode though, because over-recording is a real thing here though on this channel, right? You know? Man, I am still grinning though with the locomotive. It kind of feels a little bit tense in my cheeks right now. Yeah, that's a dream though, isn't it? What an awesome, what an awesome mission though. Oh, that is something though, right? You know, we can actually tell our children too and our grandchildren once we are very old. You know, like, yeah. Well, you know, we did, back in my days, I did pull, you know, locomotive with my Russian little truck. Without lying, you know. Oh, that's something else, though. Technically, we are not lying, and technically, we have done that. But yeah, let's not fool them, though, huh? But it's a cool story, man. It's a cool story. Pulling a locomotive with a truck. That's something you don't see every day. I can already see how that conversation was going in the office though, right? You know, $15 Starbucks coffee. You know, we do need that locomotive back. You know that, right? Yeah, it hasn't been there for ages though. We only have to repair it. I've checked it out already. I only need gasoline and a little bit of, well, it needs diesel probably, right? You know, but a little bit of repairs, cables. You know, that's it. I would say maybe $2,000 to $5,000 to fix it all up. Ah, but we do need the locomotive to haul it over there, right? You know, from there to here. Yeah, that will cost us like $10,000 to $80,000 though. You know what? I know of that good trucker right there, right? You know, he does anything for money. With his trucks, that is, right? You know, nothing weird. And he's a real good one, though. I've seen him at work. A locomotive, a truck? Are you crazy? Oh, impossible. That is not possible. That weighs way too much, though. Ah, you will see. You will see. Let's just ask him. We have nothing to lose, you know, and save a lot of money to boot. Oh yeah, that's one heck of a conversation he probably had, though. The arguments, the bets, the back and forths. And then we are here, and we delivered, though, huh? We delivered it without tipping. Perfect. First time, too, huh? Absolutely. No crane, no falling, no nothing, though. No mission reset. Just perfect delivery. We even spat on the paint, though, huh? To polish it a little bit. Perfect delivery, in other words. It's getting a little bit late, so let's deliver the wood, and then we are going to go to a garage and sleep it off. Sleep the night away. It's not a real quick truck now, is it? It kind of has the speeds, I would say, of an Avonhorn. Which is alright, though. This is perfect, by the way. I just noticed it. So it doesn't have the power nor the balance of an Avonhorn. It has almost... Well, I don't think we can have a crane on this big boy. So the add-ons are almost all the same. I would say this is a beautiful nostalgia or personal challenge truck. But if you are playing it for yourself and not, let's say, like me, like for the community, I would say go for the Avonhorn, you know. But at the same time, man, this is a perfect little truck, though. It really, really is. Yeah, and it restores fade in all the trucks even more, though, huh? We already had it. You know what? They're not in a hurry with the wood. Let's go and sleep it out, though. With a hot coffee from a good coffee machine. That will cost me around $1 to make though, if we want to have some luxury coffee of our own machine. Oh, beautiful day though, beautiful day. Now, let's do a beautiful turn. We could go around to the right side there, but that's actually the way in. Do you hear that insect? Yeah, sure. When I say that, the insect is gone directly. Why though? They are so chill to listen to. I love it. Okay, and after this delivery, we only have to haul those other two very close to the rails. This is a good job, right, you know? But my, oh my, oh my, oh my. That's a lot of cargo, though. 24 wood. Did we ever deliver 24 times one product? Did we ever? I don't think so, though, but you can correct me if you do know. I mean, it is a good cargo haul though, right? You know, it's not like, okay, get 24 from one warehouse and deliver it there. No, the roads are a little bit different here and there, and that feels great to begin with. I just go here, by the way. Be careful of the rocks. Go slow over it. It's very important though. Or you go a little bit sideways over here. Slowly over that side. Well, great. Wait a minute. The left one? How did the left one get damaged there? I don't know. So that being the right one, but oh well. Anyways, so yeah, you know, like we are seeing at least landscapes, a little bit of a challenge here and there. We are going through the wild and all. That's really refreshing though. Each haul feels a little bit different. And it will absolutely be twice as quick though with the twin steer, but yeah, you know. It will be too overpowered though, right, you know, for me. And sure, I don't have the ends world time, one might say, right? You know, in other words, we have time limits too. But in general, though, right, you know, we are neither dying of time. You know what I mean? So we have some to burn, in other words. Let's put the lights off. I kind of wonder why the Dun was invented. You know, like what was the reason behind this type of structure and all. Like the Antarctic is clearly made for conquering the Antarctic, right? Oh, wait a minute. Look at that foundation. It's completely different. Is it? Yeah, it is. Oh, that's cool. Danger, hard hat area. Yeah, for real though, huh? But look at that. Yeah, it's completely different. Nice. Some rotten beam. Oh, wait a minute. I think we got our answer, my boys. There's some rotten foundations below there. That's no good. No wonder that you're taking it all out. It got soaked, of course, by the weather, by the water. And, well, that's one way of to, you know, of to restart it all. And of course the water could not go anywhere else, so it just kept there accumulating the rot. Okay, I finally got my answer why we can deconstruct all of that. That feels really good to me because I don't like to see people just losing their homes or anything like that. You know, so I thought about economics or anything, to be fair with you. Change of mind, change of heart, you know, these little things. Yeah, man, foundations though, huh? Very important. It's kind of funny, like, you know, if something goes wrong with a building, it's often the foundation, but it's the same with education, work, knowledge, background, training, etc., etc. This is something else though, right? You know, the foundation? Oh boy, the basics. everybody wants to skip them. Everybody wants to skip the foundations, but it's good that I learned at a young age that I always have to go to the basics to master it. I learned that from my martial arts training. I always went for taekwondo, kickboxing, you know, and then other sports too in the categories. And yeah, man, I loved it. Good times. And it's something that really gets stomped into your mind. Go back to basics. All right, you mastered something new. Go back to the basics, you know, and implement the newer one. And then, oh, another one. Go back to the basics, you know. And it's good that we also implement that now with SnowRunner. Think about it, huh? All the trucks again, back to the basics. Another beautiful hall right over here. Oh yeah, look at that though. That's purely rotten though. And at the same time, it kind of looks like concrete at the same time. Very strange way to have concrete beams as a foundation instead of a solid. I don't know though. Could be some logic behind it. You know, could be some logic behind it. But this is going to take an absolute while though, so that's nice. That's a good solid job though. The payment is pretty decent too, I believe, right? You know, let's see. What's the payment of this? Real section 16,000. That is a lot, by the way. Starting the power plant. What do we have to do there? Fuel 8 times, cargo container 2, metal beams 2, consumables 2. Rewards, crafting zone access. Okay, I'm going to deliver all the wood over there though, right? You know? But we will wait and see what will be unlocked. Yeah. Because if there is an unlock where we can actually get metal beams closer by here, it will be a fool's errand if we are not going to do that though, I suppose, right? You know? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, and by the way, about the Twin Steer 6900 Aka big girl. We are going to use her for the metal beams and stuff like that, right? You know? The reason is anything over a 2 slot, probably mostly a 4 slot, right? You know, will be used. And metal beams, yeah, like a job like this though, right? You know, we could do that. But if we have one job, then it will be wiser to actually, you know, like with the power plant, instead of two halls, we can do it in one. So I do understand the logic behind that. But for the single slots, no matter how often we have to do it, probably a single slot, yeah, excuse for not using the twin steer. Let's just follow that logic though, huh? I don't know about you, but I think this is actually one of my most chillest and most exciting episodes though in SnowRunner. Not because things went wrong or went right, although both of them did happen, but because of the uniqueness of the mission of the locomotive. And of course, you know, the real damage and the flip. And it's good that you don't speed up over here. Again, be very careful here though. This little sector is hell on earth. Because speed times unreliable rails is, yeah, just stop the thought there though. It's disaster, right? So think about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. The sawmill, by the way, can we pick anything up there? I mean, technically we should be able to do that, right? Sawmill. Wooden planks, crafting zone. Yeah, we can actually do that. Wait a minute, let's check that out. Let's check that out. Look at this Goslow, right? Just look at it. Just driving backboards is already 8 liters. Let's see. But yeah, you know, I think it is one of my most favorite personal episodes though, right? You know, I hope there will be a lot more. It's actually a difficult thing for me to choose because so far I've loved making every episode. I really, really do. Medium lock. So we have to hold medium locks here to be able to do that. Okay, so everything is just delivery and demand and everything. All right. I like it. It's not a real life though. But yeah, stay happy, stay healthy. Don't forget to subscribe. See you later in the next one though. And thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.